You want to know the real reason you quit every year by January 10th? It's not laziness. You're doing one simple thing at the start that guarantees you'll fail. And the crazy part is, you don't even realize you're doing it. Fix it once, and everything flips. You'll walk into January with a skill already moving, not a promise. And stay with me, because in a minute, I'm going to give you a 7-day checklist you can literally screenshot and follow. But first, you need to see the mistake that kills almost everyone's New Year, New Me. Here's the mistake. You start with a feeling, motivation, inspiration, a fresh start vibe. But feelings don't survive Tuesday. Systems do. So today is a New Year upgrade, a 7-day plan to create proof of progress before December ends, on camera, so quitting becomes psychologically harder. And we're using the one superpower you only get once a year, a hard deadline. New Year's Eve is on December 31. That date creates a clear line in the sand, so we're going to weaponize it. Quick promise, by the end of this video, you'll have a 1-minute skill test, so your brain can't hide in vibes. The critical 20%, so you stop drowning in information. A drill-down method, so you fix the one thing that breaks everything. A see, do, teach loop, so learning sticks faster. And a final recording that proves you improved. And here's the rule that makes this work. Pick one skill. Not 5, not my whole life. 1. Because focus is what makes speed possible. Now, before I give you the 7-day plan, I need to show you the one shift that makes the whole system unfair. Chapter 1. The 60-second test. The no excuses target. Most goals are too foggy to execute. I want to get better at coding. I want to become confident. I want to improve my communication. I want to start a business. Those aren't goals, they're vibes. And vibes don't tell you what to do at 7:30 p.m. when you're tired. So here's the rule. Your skill must be testable in 60 seconds. Not learn guitar. A test. Not get fit. A test. Not be confident. A test. Because once you have a test, your brain stops negotiating. Examples. Public speaking. In 60 seconds, I can deliver one clear point with one example, no rambling. Coding. In 60 seconds, I can write a tiny script that reads a file and outputs something clean. Fitness. In 60 seconds, I can demonstrate perfect form on one movement and explain the key cues. Sales or negotiation. In 60 seconds, I can handle one objection without getting defensive. Content creation. In 60 seconds, I can pitch a video idea with a hook, a promise, and a payoff. Now do this, right now, because this is the first hook where most people drop off. Open your notes and write, by December 31st, I can, in 60 seconds. Fill the blank with something you can record and judge. If you can't fill it in, that's okay. Your day one task is choosing the right test, not practicing. And in a second, I'll show you how to pick the right test even if you feel stuck. Quick test selector, if you don't know what to choose. If you're stuck, pick a test that meets one of these. It removes anxiety. You stop avoiding the skill. It creates money, even indirectly. It creates respect. People can see it. Now, once you have your 60-second test, most people do the second fatal thing. They try to learn everything. And this is where we go unfair. Chapter 2. The critical 20%. Stop learning everything. Most people think speed comes from effort. It doesn't. Speed comes from what you ignore. There's a famous idea, often called the Pareto principle. In many situations, a small share of inputs can drive a large share of outcomes, often described as 80-20. Use it as a focusing tool, not a law of physics. Translation: in any skill, there's a small core that creates most early progress. Everything else is noise, especially at the beginning. So here's the trap. You get excited, you open 10 tabs, you download the ultimate course, and you feel productive, but you're not practicing. You're collecting. And collecting feels safe because it doesn't risk failure. So how do you find your personal critical 20% fast? Ask these 3 questions. What does someone good at this do most often? What can I practice daily, even on a bad day? What creates a visible result quickly? Concrete examples. Public speaking 20% might be a simple opening structure. Point, example, takeaway. Pauses instead of filler words. Shorter sentences. Coding 20% might be variables plus basic data types. If, else logic. Loops. Reading error messages without spiraling. Fitness 20% might be a schedule you actually follow, not the perfect one. One compound movement with clean form. Tracking progression. Now here's the retention trick. In 15 seconds, I'm going to tell you the single sentence that prevents information drowning. Ready? The sentence, if it doesn't help my 60-second test, it's not part of my plan. That's it. Your 1-minute test is your compass. Your 20% is the road. Everything else is a distraction. Now we hit the part almost nobody does. The part that makes improvement visible within days. Because practice isn't the same as progress. Chapter 3. Drill down. Fix the bottleneck, not the whole skill. Here's the trap. Practicing feels productive even when it isn't. You run the whole speech. You play the whole song. You watch the whole tutorial. You do the whole workout half-focused. And then you ask, why am I not improving? Because improvement comes from precision, not repetition. Drill down means you identify the one micro failure that collapses the whole performance, and you practice only that. Here's the drill down method in 5 moves. Do a 60 to 90-second attempt and record it. Find the exact moment it breaks. Name the smallest unit you can practice, 10 to 30 seconds. Repeat that unit for 10 minutes. Then reinsert it back into the full attempt. Examples. Speaking. You lose clarity during the example. Drill only the example framing. For example, because, therefore. Coding. You freeze writing conditions. Drill only if-else patterns with tiny exercises. Fitness. Form collapses at the bottom of a squat. Drill only the bottom position with lighter load and cues. And here's the weird part. If drill down feels slightly boring, that's a good sign. It means you're training the weak link, not entertaining yourself. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but how do I make this stick faster? That's the next chapter, and it's the closest thing to a learning cheat code. Chapter 4. See, do, teach. Lock it in faster. There's a training phrase popular in medical education. See one, do one, teach one. The idea is simple. You watch the skill, perform it immediately, then teach it, because explaining forces your brain to organize what you're doing. And this is where most people mess up. They stop at see. They binge tutorials and call it learning, but knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential energy. Execution converts it. Here's how to run the loop. See, 5 to 10 minutes. Watch a strong example once without pausing every 5 seconds. Do, 10 to 20 minutes. Try it immediately, same day. Teach, 2 to 5 minutes. Explain what you did and what you'd fix tomorrow, out loud, on camera, or as a voice note. Teaching isn't about being a guru. It's about exposing gaps. When you teach, you can't hide behind, I kind of get it. You either can explain it or you can't. And that tells you exactly what to drill down next. Now I'm going to give you the 7-day New Year upgrade plan. And I want you to notice something. Every day ends with evidence, not vibes. The 7-day New Year upgrade plan. Screenshot this. Day 1, the 1-minute target and baseline recording. Your mission, write your 60-second goal. Record your baseline attempt, same format you'll use on day 7. Save it. Don't delete it. Don't redo it 10 times. Because improvement is easiest to believe when you have proof. Day 2. Identify your critical 20%. Your mission. Write 10 sub-skills inside your skill. Circle the 3 that matter most for the next 7 days. Ignore the rest. Use the 80-20 lens as a filter. Small focus, big payoff.
Day 3. Build a tiny input library. Maximum 2 resources. Your mission? Pick exactly 2 resources that match your 20%. That's it. More resources usually equals more procrastination. Day 4. Cycle 1. See, do, teach. Your mission? 30 minutes total is enough. See, 10 minutes of a strong example. Do, 15 minutes of your attempt. Teach, 3 minutes explaining what I tried, where it broke, what I'll do tomorrow. This follows the see one, do one, teach one loop. Day 5. Drill down day. Fix the single biggest failure. Your mission? Review your day 4 attempt. Find the one moment that caused the biggest drop. Drill only that for 10 to 15 minutes. Retest for 60 seconds. Not to be amazing, to be less broken in one specific place. Day 6. Cycle 2. See, do, teach. Targeting the bottleneck. Your mission? Repeat day 4, but aim directly at the weak link you drilled yesterday. Teach again, because teaching reveals the next bottleneck. Day 7. Final recording, the version 2.0 test. Your mission? Record the same 60-second test you did on day 1. Same rules, same format, no excuses. Then compare. What improved? What still feels shaky? What's your next drill down for January? That's how you walk into the new year with momentum, because you're continuing something, not starting from zero. Why this works before December 31st? Deadlines do what motivation can't. They force decisions. And because New Year's Eve is December 31st, it gives you a culturally shared finish line people naturally respect. But the bigger win is identity. After 7 days, you're not someone who plans. You're someone who practiced, recorded, and improved. So here's your final instruction. Pick one skill. Write the 1-minute test. Start day 1 today. And if you want accountability, comment 2 things. Your skill, your 60-second goal. Because the goal isn't to become a master in a week. The goal is to enter the new year with proof that you can build a skill on purpose.